Hey guys, it's Bishop Aussie here, and welcome to episode 10 of the Berlin Dynamo series. Now, we're pretty much in the exact same position where we left off last episode. However, today we've got two, I would say, really big games. The first of which is going to be against Victoria Cologne. As you can see, if we go in the league table, I won't go into it just yet, but they're in 11th, and they are 5 points behind us. So in order to sort of stay above them today and make sure we're still up in that top half of the league, we need to first of all make sure we beat them. And then our second game today is against Elversberg, who are currently atop of the promotion spots. So they're currently in third place. They got 56 points to their name at the moment. And they do sit in that first promotion spot with Jan Regensburg behind them. And then, of course, Dynamo Dresden, our Dynamo rivals or brethren. I don't really know how we would go about actually describing them at the moment. But we find ourselves, I'll go on the league table here. And just bring the camera down the bottom here as well for you guys. As you can see, we're on 48 points. So we're 3 points away from 6th place Ingolstadt, which theoretically is not too bad. And then they're only 2 points ahead of Dynamo Dresden in that playoff spot. So we've still got a few games left to play. I'll show you the fixture list and how many we've got left. So these two will be today's games. I'm going to play some of these games off camera, and then I'll join you guys back at the end of the season, probably for a big doubleheader, because I'm assuming that Ingolstadt game will be pretty important. Obviously, depending on how these fixtures go. And then that final game against FC Bayern 2 could potentially be the difference maker in whether we can clinch a playoff promotion spot at the end of the season. It's sort of there for us. We're 5 points away from it, if that makes sense. So it's not really out of the realm of possibility per se. We'll go with that. Anyway, let's go into the recent fixtures, of course. Previous episode was against Bielefeld and Hoffenheim 2. We followed that win up with a big win over our Dynamo Dresden rivals. As you can see, a 2-1 victory for us. Bojovic getting a goal disallowed. He then opened the scoring for us. They were already 1-0 ahead at this stage, but he got us that equaliser. And then Seebeck, of course, a player with us from last season, getting us the winning goal in that one. Very, very pleased to beat Dynamo Dresden, purely for the fact that, well, one, we were away from home, and two, they're actually doing really, really well in the league at the moment this season. We then lost our next game, which was sort of to be expected. It was hard fought. We fought for quite some time to try and win the game. As you can see, they opened the scoring. Meyer got us a goal back. They then scored another 2 goals, one of which was in the first minute of stoppage time for the first half. So we were 3-1 down. Jubilovic getting us another goal back in the 76th minute. And then Molina, unfortunately, getting an offside goal disallowed in the 86th minute. But as you can see, it was fairly even. They sort of dominated possession. We dominated the XG. But they were just a little bit too strong for us. Mikel in goal, Mikkel, he was a little bit lackluster, of course, conceding 3 goals there. And it was back-to-back 3-2 defeats, this time against 1860 Munich. So another disappointing result. And again, Mikel, he played pretty badly. They opened the scoring. As you can hear, a loud exhaust go past. They opened the scoring in the 4th minute, got a second goal through the same player in the 9th minute. Shadow got us a penalty back. Susek then got us a second goal back. And then it was late on in the 82nd minute that they managed to get that winning goal. Albeit, we've had a lot of injuries recently. I've had to play Molina on the wing, had to play Amadin up front. I've also had to bring, what's his name? He scored 2 goals in the next game, Uzan. So Uzan's come back in as well, as I accidentally click on Patterson Shadow's profile there. And yeah, this game, we beat FC Ulm Uzan getting himself 2 goals in this one, and all with an assist there as well. So that goes to show how short we are. I'm essentially bringing Anor on, the 16-year-old, to play as a sub. One, because players are tired, and two, we just don't have enough players to come on in certain positions at the moment. It's a little bit ridiculous. I think Molina picked up a knock in this one, which was the reasoning as to why I actually brought Anor on. Carle picking up another injury in this one. Stark coming on for him. They both actually played pretty well. And I believe at that point, when I brought both of them on, we actually turned up a gear and actually got those 2 goals. So good performance, good win after 2 losses. Again, it's sort of just this inconsistent sort of run of form that I get every now and then. So we'll have a good run of form, and then I'll lose 2 games in a row. It's been very common. The most recent game just played was a 1-1 draw against Duisburg. As you can see, we probably didn't really deserve to get a winner. Uzan opened the scoring for us. Duisburg got one back as well. Amadin had a goal disallowed in the 22nd minute. But yeah, Uzan, man of the match. Stark with another decent performance at right back as well. So that leaves us where we are today. Like I said, this first game against Cologne is more of a we need to try and beat them to sort of remain in our position that we're in. And the next game will be against Elversberg, will be the sort of try and push up and gain more points for that sort of promotion playoff spot that we want to try and... I've decided between episodes that it makes sense for us to get promoted even if we do suffer relegation, because the benefit of getting the Bundesliga 2 money is probably going to outweigh, and it's going to be more beneficial for the club as opposed to just staying in 3 Liga another season and then getting promoted. I know I talked about it a little bit last episode, but I just wanted to give you my sort of final thoughts and I guess the process that I've thought of. Anyway, today's lineup, we're going to go with Mikkel in goal. Unfortunately, we're still playing him. It's worth mentioning that Batgay, I did actually let him go for free in January. I didn't really cover the transfers. We had no activity in, so I was like, whatever. I did mention that we sold a player prior to that for 38,000, being Stockinger. So he was actually our record transfer fee for the club, and it was like 38,000, which is ridiculous. But anyway, perfectly fine. And then Batgay was let go. He started complaining. So right back, we're going to continue with Julian Stark. Akale still out with an injury. Chateau and Leader going to be our centre halves. Ben Meyer left back. Gudra and Seebeck, our 2 starting centre mids. They've formed a pretty good partnership. Both currently on a decent little run of form as well. Amadin's going to be on the right wing. Susek on the left wing. Jublovic in the middle. He's been improving a lot. He is quite a good player. It looks like he's got a little bit of potential left in him as well. He's still got a bit of a star left, despite being 23 years old. So he's going to be with us probably in the Bundesliga too if we ever do get promoted in the next season or 2, or potentially even this season. And then Bojovic returning from injury up top. That's the bench today. Nothing too standout-ish. Uzan also picking up an injury as well from that last game. So let's get into it. Like I said, we need to be beating Victoria Cologne, as I do want to try and stay. At least my goal for this season was to be under sort of 10th. So 10th and above was my sort of goal, I guess, I had this season. So I would love to try and remain in that position. And if it happens, we get in that playoff spot, so be it. I'll be happy with that. At a pretty high maximum expectation. But that 10th place and above, definitely my sort of minimum. And it was from the start of the season. I did feel like we strengthened enough Very lucky not to concede a goal there. Might do some encouraging as well. Haven't really been doing it recently, so I feel like it's a weird thing. Sometimes I encourage, I feel like it does nothing. Sometimes I feel like maybe they score a goal after I encourage our players. It's a weird... I don't know if it's just like a mindset thing where you just think that these things are happening. That's a really bad pass by Chateau. Absolutely terrible pass. And that's going to be the opening goal there. So that was all from that Chateau pass. Essentially causing us to concede a goal. Very frustrating. Anyway. Alright, not a lot of highlights in that one. Pretty much a half-time now. Was hoping that we'd get a highlight at least. Bojovic on a 6.2 as well. It's worth noting that I tried to get angry a couple of times with team talks at the end of games, and some of our players don't really like my my team talks. They get a little bit sad. Anyway, Bojovic is going to come off. He's on a yellow card. I'll put Amadin up top, and then we'll bring Molina on as well. I'll leave Susek out there for now. Going to demand more from them as well. Got to try and get this equaliser. We're playing better than them, so it's a little bit ridiculous that we're not even at least equal on level terms. Molina with a nice header. That's a good substitution there by me. All right, we're back to 1-1. I'm also going to ease Susek off as well. He picked up a red card in one of the games in between episodes as well, which was a little bit frustrating. But I think he got the red card, and then we actually conceded a further goal. So I think one of the games, I don't know if it was when we drew or when we lost. I think it was when we lost 3-2. I just can't remember who it was exactly against. That's going to be penalty. Come on, leader. Please put it in the back of the net. He was wiping his sweat away. Bang, bang. And it's saved by the keeper. Oh, come on. Got to score that penalty, man. So frustrating. That is so frustrating. I don't even know what leader's penalty taking is. It's partly probably my fault. Oh, we're going to draw this game as well. At least Ingolstadt, they drew their game. That's so frustrating. Oh my god. I mean, Chateau got a 7.1, but he gave the ball away, which led to the goal. So, yeah, I'm not very impressed. Looks like Dresden lost as well. Where are they? Well, they had already played, potentially? Yeah. So now if FC Bayern win, they'll go up to 53 points as well. And we'll still be sort of behind them. Albeit 1860 Munich can actually go ahead of us as well. Because they're yet to play, also on 48 points. That's a frustrating one. That's very frustrating because I really... Did their goalkeeper... No way. Their goalkeeper got an 8.5. That's so frustrating. I know he saved the penalty, but geez, come on. 10 shots saved. Really? FM'd hard. Anyway, I'm going to skip forward the 6 days and I'll join you back for the lineup against Elversberg. All right, so let's get into the lineup. It's worth mentioning that, as you can see, Munich 1860 Munich did indeed win their game, and I think Bayern, they lost their game. So it's still sitting the same as I sort of thought it would between games. I thought Munich would probably win their game in hand, which would cause them to go above us. Doesn't really matter too much. Sort of just puts us down one further position, which is perfectly fine. The lineup today, we did have an injury to Ben Meyer. Going to be out for 5 weeks. As a result, Joey Muller's come back in. Unfortunately, not match fit, but he was still playing pretty well before his injury. The only reason I kept him out was because Ben, as you can see, he's on a 7.01 at the moment. He was just playing too good. He was slightly better than Muller, so that's the only reason why he's been out of the team. Apart from that, I think everything else is exactly the same. Worth mentioning that both Ekale and Uzan are both back on the bench, and they're both slightly lacking a little bit of match fitness as well. And then Bojovic is also yellow for his match fitness. I might even criticize him for his last game. Okay, he didn't take that too well, so that's a little bit frustrating. But let's get into it. Hopefully, we can actually win this game and get 3 points closer to those that are sort of in those playoff spots. I'm going to say that there's no pressure. There isn't really any pressure for us today. Even the board and the supporters. Oh, bit of a black screen there. Both the board and the supporters, they both say that we're going to lose. So they're expecting defeat. It's worth mentioning that, Elversberg, they are the sort of top non-reserve team. And they're sitting pretty for automatic promotion at the moment. They got a few points ahead of the 4th place team at the moment, should be said. All right, so we win the ball back here in the first minute off the, I think it's still the first highlight, which is okay. Really still a bit frustrated from that first game of this episode. I really thought we should have put that penalty away, and just got really... what are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, so frustrating. So frustrating, man. All right. Yeah, very unfortunate. I don't know. It was just a calamitous error at the back there. I mean, against a team of Elversberg's quality, they're going to punish us. And they did. I sort of had high hopes for this episode, but a draw and we're on the verge of a loss is not too good. Muller's on a yellow card now as well. Looks like we should get the ball back here. Seebeck. Udra to leader. Don't give it a Chatto. He'll give the ball away. I don't know why I'm playing him as a ball-playing centre-back. He's pretty bang average in that position based on last episode. Or last game, sorry. Udra. Seebeck. Get in there. Come on. Seebeck, the club talisman, I feel like. Used to be, was it Weissmeyer? But now Seebeck. Club captain today as well. All right, 1-1. All is not lost. We're very lucky that our first shot has gone in the back of the net, so we'll take it. I'm also going to ease Muller off on his tackles. I feel like if anybody's prone to a red card, it might be him. Udra to Seebeck. That's a good ball. Amadin. Oh, we couldn't get a shot off. That was close. Surprisingly, we're dominating possession as well. Fair play. Come on, boys. Do I go for subs? Let's go for a sub. Uzan is going on up front. Who else? Akale for Stark. Let's do it. The two, they're actually two of our best performers recently, so get them on the pitch. Come on, boys. Get the winning goal, one of you. Frustrating. All right, we got a highlight. Muller. Jublovic. Udra. Uzan. Get in there, son. There we go. 2-1. And he's onside as well. We're 2-1 up against Elversberg. A very sort of low shot game. Come on, defend it. There we go. Cleared away. Oh, that's bad marking. Oh, that's a penalty. He's given away a penalty. Come on. Save it. He saved it. Yes. All right. That makes up for last game. We'll take it. We'll take it. That's huge. What a win against third place Elversberg. Look at that. Leader with a 6.5. Chateau with a 6.3. Absolutely terrible centre-backs. We're going to make a change with those two. There we go. We bounced back up, well, for the meantime. And again, both FC Bayern 2 or 1860 Munich, they can both go ahead of us if they win their game. So we won our game, making things even tighter at the top of the table as well. As you can see, Regensburg, they're 1 point behind Elversberg at the moment. So if they win their game in hand, they'll actually go ahead Elversberg, which is crazy. Ingolstadt as well. They could actually go equal points. Elversberg has really, really good goal difference, so they would actually stay in fourth place. But there we go. What an episode, eh? Again, thought it was going to be a bad episode with the draw to Cologne. And then we were 1-0 down within 2 minutes against Elversberg, and we come back to get the victory against the sort of top non-reserve team in the league. That, if you think that deserves a like, guys, please smash the like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel as well. Apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.